So this takes me to the end of my task as chairman of today. It's been a pleasure. I thank all the speakers. I've got to thank all colleagues who have helped me prepare the program for today over the past, a year or so. Colleagues who have spent many days in preparing for all the practicalities, making sure that His Royal Highness comes in at the right door, enters the right steps, coffee tables, coffee, lunch. Emer for giving me the challenge and the task to create this day. So I will leave the floor to Rui, who is president of the Portuguese authorities, but you are here also as the chairman of our management board to say some closing remarks. And I know you prepared a couple of hours speech here. And when those hours have gone, there will be a networking reception afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Stephen. I think you've given me the most difficult simple task, because it seems very simple just to say a few words at the end of the session. But as you said, we were planning 2 hours speech, but then we prepared something in between. But now I feel that I probably will try to even do something even in between the between. So I will use my notes, but I will try not to go through them, because I think we leave the very important day, very emotional on one side, very rich on the other side. So I think, dear colleagues from the MA, dear colleagues from the network, dear guests, dear all, I think we should be very grateful for the day that we have had today. It was really, really, really important, and so I will come to the thanks at the end for those who were behind this organization, but I have to acknowledge this at the very beginning. My deep gratitude to every one of you, not the ones that were organizing, the ones that have been here. The first reference I will make is what we had this morning, still in the presence of the King of the Netherlands, or His Majesty the King of the Netherlands, with this inspiring lesson, and Professor Jens Holst is still here, where he told us on how the basic science is essential, in this case, to make new therapies a reality for patients in the area of diabetes with GLP-1 receptor agonists. But he also showed this, and also what are the potential areas that are ahead, also making this very interesting connection with this playing a role as incentive to a better lifestyle. So I took good note, Stephen, as you, to also improve that aspect, because I think I need a little bit. So this was the first remark I wanted to make, because I think it was very, very important to start this scientific conference, Emer, this morning. Then I would like to perhaps make some references to the past, because you gathered this today in this anniversary, in this remarkable journey. I think all those that have been involved are here. So we have all the former executive directors were participating. Unfortunately, Fernand Sauer was not able to join us in person, but he was there. We have Thomas Lundgren is sitting in the room. Where is... Thomas is there, yes. We have Guido Razi, we have Fernand Sauer, we have Andreas Pott also there. So all the executive directors here, and of course, Emer, you are the one that came when there was already this challenge, because you came through during the pandemics. But I think also this meeting today shown that challenges are not ending, so they are probably increasing more and more. I mean, Maria made also this very visible. So my a special recognition to all of you because you have been leading the agency through these different phases, through different pivotal phases. So you were responsible for where we are today. But I also would like to acknowledge some other colleagues. Forgive me because I will not mention everybody. I'm always trying to do that. Also, my colleagues know that I do that at home, and I always fail because I always forget. I think Imer and Maria have witnessed that. But I think we should, because also there are many heads of agencies, not only the ones that are today in charge, but also many from that are former heads of the agencies, national agencies, members of the management board. I mean, many are the same. But I would like to refer to Sean Heppel, that is here, the first chair of the management board, and also Krista Virtumer-Hogg. She was not only the chair of the management board quite recently, just before Lorraine, and Lorraine is also here. But Krista has been also part of the foundations of the system, because I should not say that, but you have been during a few years around the system. Forgive me also to mention my colleague, but my friend, Aranda da Silva, José Aranda da Silva. You heard Fernand Sauer mentioning, because they are very good friends. But Aranda was also very much involved in the setting up of the agency. He always tells me, I think this is true, that the political agreement was achieved during the first Portuguese presidency in 1992, and the regulation came in 1993, as you know. But Aranda was behind that. Aranda and Agnès Artige, that was also, it's also a bit emotional for me, because I have a lot of connection with the MA in different phases of my life. Also because probably not everyone knows, but many know that I have also been working for the agency between 2000 and 2002, still in West Ferry Circus in Canary Wharf. So this were the, I mean, of course there are the colleagues that the team of the MA that were at the very beginning. I think some are here, some came, and some probably are still here, because I think there are still a few from the very beginning. So also my recognition to, and this is also to connect with one point that Guido made in his presentation, that these 3 decades have shown that these people that committed, visionary, resilient, because you were probably the one that came through a good part of that resilience. I mean, Imer took over in between, because 2020. But you said that these people that make the difference, and I think that is not, we should be reminded, all of us, that is not the structures, but the people who shape the path forward. So, and this, I think, the history of the MA has proven it. So I would like also to mention that aspect. Of course, there are many other people I should mention. Sandra Galina has just left. I will refer to her after in another point. And then also, of course, a very special reference also to Maria. Maria, I interrupt you now, Maria, because you are here in different heads as well. You are the head of the Spanish agency, but also the chair of the management group, and also a very inspiring colleague that is always challenging us, and you also did it today. So, Maria, thank you very much for having this very important way of intervening in the context of this network. You said that you would not be able to predict the future, but you would be able to at least to influence or to shape it. So I also can agree with that. We also heard that through the voice of Sandra Galina, that Commissioner Varhelyi, I cannot pronounce the name, Varhelyi, I know it's not like that, but was also putting a lot of emphasis on the important role of the EMA in the European Union, and also in relation to the new legislation. So I think this is also very, very, very important, that we are building a future-proof system, a future-proof system that is based on science. And science, this was very much mentioned during the day, that with Imer, you started with that, but also Marie, and now during this last session that we just heard, we were making all the bridges on all the aspects about, so that science should be a fundamental base, Guido mentioned that as well, of the work of the agency in relation to what are the answers that we have to give in terms of innovation, in terms of better regulation, in terms of competitiveness, and all this. I also had here, I'm jumping a note on from Jan Lecam, because you, Jan, also emphasized and reminded us importantly of the importance of the engagement with patients, and I think this is also very important that I underline that aspect, because also I think the EMA was pioneer also on this work, and it continued evolving up to now. We have to find a good solution in the legislation, as you said, but I would like to mention that aspect. And here I also would like to come to a reference to the scientific committees, because the scientific committees are also an essential pillar of the activities of the agency and the network, because we all together rely on the scientific action, scientific base that comes out of the different structures that are here at EMA. I know that there are, I have a note here. Yeah, I think there are, all the chairs are here, I think. So the CAT, Ilona, Brian, PDCO, so the COMPIS team, also Violette and Bruno are here, they were former chairs. We have also the chair of HMPC, Emil. And now I cannot read the chair of the CVMP, Grit. Johan, sorry, then I apologize. And Prak Ule is here, I know, and also I think Sabine, and also June Rain. And allow me also to say a special word to June Rain, that is, and all the colleagues, all the current chairs and the former chair. Of course, Bruno, the current chair of the CHMP. I was forgetting him, probably because he's Portuguese, but should not do that, because he will have more work in at least in the coming years. Not sure exactly when. Then I wanted to make a referencing. This was very much shown in this last session, and Sandra Galina also emphasized, and I think Himmer as well. It's the importance of having this more holistic view and a more global vision in terms of public health, not only, and also the sessions in the afternoon were also bringing us into the different aspects of the science and how they can converge into our responsibilities, but also the role of the agency, the EMA, in the international context, and of course this links a bit as well with the disruptors that you mentioned, but I think this is very important to underline also that EMA evolved to be a very respected and global player that will need to continue. And of course, when it comes to issues like preparedness for pandemics and things like that is very important. A final words, I think, on looking a bit more looking to the future. I took here another note from Guido, because you said fighting inertia, and I think we all agree that inertia is something that we have to combat. And when we are thinking to look into the future, to keep the vision, to keep the commitment, to keep the system responsive together with the network, because I think this is also a distinctive element of the agency. And this, again, if I can go to history, this was also a strong discussion in the 90s, or before probably, because the agency, as you probably remember, it was part of this great vision of the internal market also in 1992. So, but it became as a networking agency, and I think we also were able to develop it as such. And if we look into the documents, we see that very well reflected. And I think this is a very important element that we have to preserve and to use on the benefit of the public interest. I had here the reference to many of the things that are ahead, and many pieces of legislation, some that are more specifically direct to us, but others that are more global, but they are also very important. But I would not mention them in detail, but of course we have to be more and more conscious that the activities of the agency and our role is going beyond what is let's say, what would be the typical role of the regulator. And this is very well reflected as well on the strategy that Maria referred to in her intervention when going through these 6 topics. We see that our role is being closer to the ones we serve, to the public interest. I'm now closing, but I would like to close with 2 references. One is again is really to acknowledge the dedicated teams that are behind this event. I would like to express great thanks to all of those. Perhaps I name 3 names: Emer Cook, Ivo Klassen, and Stefan Tirsup. But of course, I know that behind I was just sitting with Melanie on my line. But so thank all of you, because not only those that were in the program organized, but all of those that were behind. I mean, Stephen was alluding to that. I wanted to associate myself very much to this, showing this capacity and professionalism that we could witness today. I could not also being here in this closing session of the 30th anniversary. Fernando Sauer made this allusion to pay tribute to important to persons, important friends of us that have played an important role and that unfortunately left us very soon, very unexpectedly, both of them. Josep Torrent Farnell, the first chair of the COMP, and Noël Watillon, that is now in the name of this auditorium. But I've known Noël for many years. I think all of you have known Noël for many years. We have also, of course, worked together. But I think his deep sense of service and commitment to the agency's mission, because he kept staying through Brexit and he kept staying through the pandemics, is really enshrined in the evolution of the agency. So I would like to publicly recognize his legacy on this occasion. And now, just not to repeat what I said, when we look to the future, perhaps now I read a little bit because it probably makes sense. Let us carry forward not only the lessons of the past 30 years, but the enduring values that have brought us here: collaboration, integrity, scientific excellence, and unwavering commitment to public and animal health. Also, it was mentioned the geopolitical situation we are in should also position the EMA into a new dimension by making a strong call also to reinvent itself, to look into things that are being looked, I know, to the procedures, continue embracing technology across all responsibilities, and this was also very clearly shown during the session. As I also said, the European Medicines is not just a regulatory body, it's a scientific community. Is a guardian of trust, and this should be well kept. I conclude by thanking you all for your contributions, for your service, and for being part of this extraordinary journey. The next chapter begins also with us. Allow me just to say, because we have here the logo of the agency, Science, Medicine, Health, and I noticed, Emer, that on the program there is medicines, regulation, and future. So I think the two combined really can be a very good conclusion for today's, because I think this was very much connected with all these 5 words, I think, because yes, 4 words. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.